It's a beautiful Sunday, and let's have an imagination exercise. So imagine that you have this sports car. Someone gives you this sports car, say today, okay, just today morning. Now, this sports car has all the benefits and features you want. It has one of the best designs. It has powerful acceleration, and most importantly, it's your dream car. So someone passes you the key and tell you it's yours. Just in case if you're wondering, no, you don't have to worry about any ownership costs. That means you don't have to bear the monthly car installment. You also don't have to worry about the regular car maintenance. So in short, you can own this car without any financial obligation. It's all yours. So you happily receive the car key, you start the engine, and you plan to drive this car around the city because it must feel good to drive your dream car in the city, right? So soon you drive off happily. But then you realize one thing. The city roads are full of potholes. So as you are driving, your car tires hit the potholes numerous times, and your car body is damaged. And of course, that will hurt your back. So, because of 15 roads in the city, 9 of them are full of potholes, so it doesn't feel good, right? And you tell yourself, okay, fine. I think I'll just drive this car back to my garage and park it. I'll just use my own car instead. Well, that's a good idea, to park your car in your garage, if your city is safe. In this case, your city isn't safe. Well, there are car thefts that happen on and off regularly in your city. That means your city is not a very good place to park or keep very good cars. Now, my question to you is still owning your dream car so great now? Are you able to sleep well at night? I think the answer is no. What are missing? Now, imagine that in this case, I give you this electric car. Okay, this is your dream electric car. It has all the benefits and features you want. It is high-tech, it runs on eco-friendly energy sources, and it's elegant. Basically, you really like this model. So just before I pass you the key, you'll be ecstatic, but you'll probably start wondering, wait a second, this car is great, but how do I charge this electric car? What happens after it goes out of battery? Do I just keep it? And I suppose the maintenance procedures for this electric car will be different from other non-electric cars. So if I want to get this car serviced or repaired, where should I send it to? So in short, we have this great electric car, but we face a number of issues at the same time. Finally, imagine that you are given your favorite laptops and cell phone. Now, as someone who depends on these digital devices in your daily life, which I suppose many of us are, you happily receive the gifts and get ready to use them. However, once they are switched on, you realize that it's running out of battery. So they can't last for more than 30 minutes. So you just tell yourself, okay, I'll just spend maybe 20 minutes to work on some stuff using my laptop. But there's no Wi-Fi. You basically can't connect yourself to the internet. So you are getting irritated, right? You get impatient. And just when you are about to start complaining, boom, a blackout happens. You lose electricity. So you're sitting there, feeling happy about receiving the gift, but also getting frustrated because you can't use them at all. Now, that's the end of our imagination exercise. In these 3 scenarios, let's do a quick recap. What do you lack? In the first sports car scenario, you lack good roads. Remember the potholes in the city? That probably hurt your car and your back. You also lack city safety. That's why owning this car doesn't make you feel safe. and you probably find it hard to sleep well at night. In the second scenario, this electric car scenario, you lack charging stations. So you are in this difficult situation whereby you can only use your car for once. After that, you simply can't charge anymore. You also lack maintenance centers. So again, if you want to get your car serviced or repaired, you simply have no options. In the last scenario, you lack electricity and connectivity for your digital devices. Now, we all clearly know that connectivity and electricity, they are the heartbeats of digital devices. Without these two things, all devices will fail to function. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a step back. Good roads, city safety, charging stations, maintenance centers, electricity, and connectivity. What are all these things in one word? The word starts with the letter I. I just show you this. What's the word? Infrastructure. Okay? It's infrastructure. Ladies and gentlemen, infrastructures are important. They are basically everywhere. So when we think about infrastructures, we usually think about roads, we think about buildings, we think about energy, we think about safety, we think about surveillance, things like that. While those are not wrong and they are correct, I would like to offer another perspective. What's the perspective? Well, you can actually look at infrastructure at your personal level. Your personal level. I'm talking about your personal infrastructures. See, in order to bring out the best in you, you must have your personal infrastructures in place. If you're someone who is serious about improving your quality of life in the long run, you must definitely pay attention to your personal infrastructures. Now, you may be thinking, what are these things? What are they? Well, they are actually basic things, but they are so profound. Today, I'm going to share 5 personal infrastructures with you, and we'll look through them one by one. The first personal infrastructure is health. Now, this may sound cliche, but health is wealth. This is my wife and I. We share a common hobby, hiking. So usually when we are free, we'll have our dating by hiking in the mountains. This is me hiking in Indonesia, together with a bunch of my good friends. Now, we really love hiking, and my wife and I really find hiking romantic, even though it may not be romantic for everyone. Now, my point is, I'm not advocating you to hike or asking you to bring your other half to the mountain. That's not what I mean. What I'm trying to say is that without help, you really can't pursue anything, no matter what that thing could be. No matter how ambitious, talented, or adventurous you are, you simply need help. It's that simple but profound. Health really is wealth. Your second personal infrastructure is good habits. Now, instilling good habits is itself a huge category, and I won't digress into it. Just to have a quick sharing, I read regularly. So these are some of the books that I've been reading in the past, since past year, and they only represent a small fraction of the books I read. Many of them are actually digital, so I do not show them here. So what do I read? I read non-fiction books to learn the best ideas from each author. I also read biographies to understand why and how people succeed and fail. Besides that, I also read a lot of financial reports to identify the quality of businesses. Besides all this, I also read the notes that I make by myself. Here's an example of the actual notes I make. So I have this habit of making notes in Microsoft OneNote because it is digital and of course it's portable. So whenever I'm free, I will revisit notes either through my cell phone or laptop. So it's a very good way for me to revisit my thoughts and help me to grasp important concepts. So by doing this kind of regular reading, I've been able to improve myself a lot more rapidly. Now, I'm not saying that reading is the only good habit to have. This is merely an example. You are free to instill any good habits that you want. For example, you can choose to learn, you can aim to learn 20 words per day, and you do that for 1 or 2 years, and then your vocabulary will basically skyrocket. Or you can choose to exercise 30 minutes per day, and you do that for many years to come. The important thing is that it is crucial to start instilling your good habits as early as possible. The earlier you start instilling your good habits, the longer and better it's going to serve you in your life. Remember, our life is a marathon, not a sprint. Your third personal infrastructure is growth mindset. So besides running an education center, I also help businesses succeed by analyzing their situations and providing them solutions through a consulting firm. This consulting firm is founded by my dear friend and partner, Harvey Fu. He's actually here today. So both of us has been working together, learning together, and improving together so that we could help more businesses succeed. It's important to understand that our qualities are not fixed. With focus and patience, you can definitely strengthen your existing qualities or build the new qualities that you want to have. Who you are today is very different from who you will be 5 years from now, 10 years from now. So that means you have a very huge growth opportunity if you have the growth mindset. So this, my friends, is your third personal infrastructure. Your fourth personal infrastructure is conscience. Today we are living in a complex, sophisticated world. While there are rules and virtually every aspect or corner of civilization, such as traffic, education, businesses, marriage, there are always ways to game the system to produce certain outcomes, be it good or bad. So in this regard, conscience becomes so crucial. Without conscience, we would eventually hurt everyone around us and ultimately ourselves, no matter how strict regulations are. So, Martin Luther once said that, quote, "It is neither right nor sin to go against my conscience." We should take these wise words into our minds. Your last personal infrastructure is peace of mind. Today we are living in a constant state of restlessness. From the moment we wake up, we are constantly bombarded by all kinds of notifications, emails, messages, newsfeed, news, alerts, stock alerts, and many more, until seconds before we go to sleep. Not to mention about the other worries and issues that we have in our mind. So under this kind of circumstances, how many of us can actually attain a peace of mind? Without peace of mind, we would have defeated ourselves even before the world starts defeating us. Even though the world is actually trying to help us and we may not know it. So basically, we are defeating ourselves without a peace of mind. I would say that peace of mind is one of the most important personal infrastructures to have. So, ladies and gentlemen, we must have these 5 personal infrastructures in place to have a wonderful life. Health, good habits, growth mindset, conscience, and peace of mind. These 5 infrastructures must together in harmony and work in your favor all the time, so you can become the best version of yourself. Now, up to this moment, you may think, well, these points are pretty basic to me. I already knew that. And yes, you are right. These points are not rocket science. They are not that advanced and they are basic. But be careful there, because here's where most people fall into the trap. What's the trap? See, people know these things, but they don't necessarily practice them. And that makes all the difference. There are no secrets. All the secrets are just here in front of all of us. So remember, in the long run, it is not about how much you know. It's about how much you have internalized. How much you know is definitely important, but that's only important in the first stage. After that, it's all about how well you internalize them. This is the principle that I've always been reminding myself with, and I would like to share this principle with all of you today. Last but not least, very young. Little athletes who are so fortunate to be born into this wonderful world. Since our life is short and limited, we must make full use of our life by making our world a better place. And a better place begins with a better earth. So, ladies and gentlemen, together we improve. Start building your personal infrastructures today. Thank you.